Hey, y'all. It's your girl, the auntie you never knew you needed. And I am back with a video, okay? But today is me explaining kind of like where I've been, what I've been up to, because your girl's been busy. So, prior, I told you guys that I was a nanny in Atlanta. So we went on a trip to Portugal. Super cool. Yes, it was a work trip, right? We went on a trip to Portugal. Me and the mom had never really spent that much time together, so it was very intimate experience for both of us. And essentially at the end, she just decided that I wasn't what they were looking for in a nanny. So when I got back from from Portugal, because she was still there. When I got back from Portugal, she basically had her boyfriend let me go. So I didn't really have a plan B, because I had initially been planning on going back to California, grabbing my car, driving it out to Atlanta so I could have my car. So I essentially left the day after they let me go. So I kind of packed my stuff, but not really, because I was like, oh, I'll be back, So I get back to California. I basically tell my family, like, I'm probably not gonna do that job anymore, but I want to go back to Atlanta because I loved Atlanta. Like I was doing pretty good. So the day before, I decide that maybe it's probably not best for me to go out to Atlanta, because I didn't have like a stable job. I was going to live with a friend that I had just met, which she was super cool. Like, she was cool with it, but it was just not something that seemed stable enough. So I decided to come back home. And then smart me, adventurous me, I was like, I'm still want to drive to Atlanta, and then I'll drive back. So your girl drove with her brother to Atlanta, and we did a few stops. It was a nice trip. Honestly, it was really, really nice. We drove from California straight to Austin. I stayed at my friend's house for 2 days in Austin. We ate good. We kind of saw the sights. And then we went from Austin to New Orleans, and I stayed with another friend, and he was the best tour guide ever. He showed us all of Louisiana, okay, New Orleans. We did a crawfish boil. We saw like the old town, like, oh, we did so much. Like, I'm so grateful for my friends. And then we drove from New Orleans to Atlanta to go get my stuff, because I told them I had to be there by Sunday. So on Sunday, we grabbed all my stuff. And then on Monday, we drove from Atlanta to Birmingham, which is like a 2-hour drive, to go see my grandma's family. We spent the night, and then we were back in Atlanta by Tuesday. And then I left. Oh, wait. And then my brother flew back to California, because it was a spring break. He wanted to go rest before he had to go back to work. So he flew back on Wednesday back to California, and I was like, I'll drive back by myself. Like, I'll be okay. It's just a 34-hour drive. Like, I'll be fine, God got me. So I stayed in Atlanta till Saturday. Saturday, like evening, I drove to Birmingham, which takes 2 hours off. Stayed at my cousin's house. Beautiful house, perfection. And then I left Sunday morning to drive to California. So I drove from Birmingham to Dallas, which is about 8 hours by myself. And then my dad's friend was like, look, we don't want you on the road by yourself. Everybody was like, we don't want you on the road by yourself. But specifically my dad's friend, and basically they made him buy a ticket to meet me in Dallas so he can drive the rest of the way. I was fine. Like, I could have did it by myself. I had like a plan in my head. I would stop here, drive the day, sleep at night, get coffee, stop, miss music, podcast, all of it. Like, I was ready. But my dad ended up meeting me in Dallas, and so we drove essentially the rest of the way I drove the rest of the way with him. It was interesting. I've never really spent that much time as an adult with my dad, so it was definitely very interesting, to say the least. Very thankful for the help, though. Very, very thankful for the help. Definitely could have did it by myself, but I'm thankful for the help. But like, side note, that just reminds me of just like, sometimes we think we can do things, and we have the will to do things, and God's like, but I can help you too, like, I got you too. So like, you ain't got to do it all by yourself. And you know, that showed me that, because it's like I could have did it for myself, but my dad helping me definitely made it go by a lot faster. It eased people's minds because I wasn't by myself. So it was definitely like, okay, you know, I'll let him help me, you know. So yeah, so then I get back from, now I'm back in California, and you know, just really, really trying to navigate these waters, because I enjoyed being in Atlanta, you know, like I loved it there, and my goal is to get back there. My goal is to be financially free so I can be back there and live the kind of the way I want to. And right now my focus is getting a job to pay off, you know, my life, because you know I'm an adult and doing adult things. And yeah, so my focus now that I'm back is to pay off debt. That's my biggest thing. I want to be debt free, because then the decisions I make won't be out of fear, they'll be out of faith, and I'll be, you know, better for it. So yeah, that's kind of where I've been. And then I haven't really been doing, you know, my videos because I've been so busy. So now that I'm back doing my videos, because I already know this is something God wants me to do, because I be thinking a lot and not doing enough. So this is me doing it. And even though, you know, I might not get as many views, I might not be the most popular opinion, at least I'm out here doing it, because this is the Lord's work. Okay, so that's my little story for today. I hope y'all enjoy. Peace.